Now it's time to get over to Mr. Kittle. We've got David Kittle here, who is many things. He's just such a dear friend, and someone that I enjoy giving a bad time to. But he is CEO and co-founder of the Mortgage Collaborative, and he's here with an update on mortgage originations. What are you hearing out there, David? As we enter this fourth quarter, my gosh, it is going to be what seems to be, with rates climbing as they have and are again this morning, just to be one of the most challenging quarters of our industry history in my 50 years in this industry. Your thoughts?
Couldn't agree with you more, and it's good to be here with you again, David. It's not the bearer of bad news, it's just the bearer of what's going on. It's the reality of the situation.
The reality. Yeah.
We sit here with delinquencies near record lows. We're making the best loans we've ever made. And then you look at housing affordability continues to get worse and worse every single month. As a matter of fact, if you look at some of the data that's out there right now, the pending home sales is really what I want to get to. Houses that are under contract, lowest it's been, David, since July of 2010 in the last 13 years. And that's during what they call the Great Recession back then. Things are tough. And then you're moving into the time of year, fourth quarter, as you mentioned. What happens then? People pull back historically anyway. As you get closer to the holidays, they're not looking to buy. The weather gets a little worse. And now we've got 5, maybe 6 months from now until spring, and until we typically as an industry start to go back. You combine that with what you said, rates are higher. They continue to go higher. And just on a personal note, I will say, again, this is all policy driven. And yes, it's a real shame. Elections had consequences, and this is where we are.
That last election has brought us to this point. Yeah, but isn't it the Federal Reserve? Certainly, that's an element of it, but it's also the spending that this administration has done that is just pushing over the top. And I know great people.
Well, the Fed has no choice, right? The Fed was late on the trigger this time or before last year. They were way late on doing this, so they have had to overreact to it. But still, they react to political decisions.
That's right.
And the Fed chair is appointed by the president. So you can't say there's not pressure there.
I was on a call earlier today with one of my clients, Alcova Mortgage, which I have so much respect. It's one of the better run companies out there, very profitable, doing well. And it's impacting everyone. But I go back to the fundamentals as I do with them. And I'm speaking again next week at Finastra's user conference in Orlando. I'm speaking at next week, 3 big speaking engagements. Next week, I'm back from Orlando. I come back to Austin and I speak at Housing Wire and doing a number of podcasts and interviews there, as well as speaking. And then I fly out to Alcova speaking to their sales group. The number one thing I'm reminding everyone, Mr. Kittle, is the fundamentals under our market are as strong as ever. We still have a demand side that is so pent up. And so when we do get inventory that comes to market, it is going to be, I think, potentially, we have some great times. We will see interest rates lower. We're in one of those cycles. Now, how much lower, that's to be debated. But I am of the opinion we're going to see rates much lower. And I think we're going to get back to a point where things, when we have a new administration, we're going to see a much healthier economy, much healthier country. And we're going to see hope coming back in. All of that breeds for a much better market. I'm even out there and I'm doing some calculations, David, on this. And I'm going to starting to make a bold statement. You'll hear me say it when I'm speaking. If you're out there in the audience, when you hear me speak, I believe we have had a high watermark was over $4 trillion. I should know the actual number of what it was, but it was over $4 trillion at the height of this last cycle. We are going to see $6 trillion in the next market cycle, and that'll be in 3 to 5 years. I believe we'll see $6 trillion. So the question is, do you have the will to do what's necessary to make it through this market that we're in through right now, what's feeling like a nuclear winter? And do you have the will to get through it, to do what's necessary? All the things you've been talking about, Mr. Kittle, about cutting costs, doing the things that are necessary to survive, many of the things you've shared on this podcast. Are you willing to continue to do those, listeners, to the point where you will be able to enjoy that $6 trillion market? Some people are saying, nope, going to go to the sidelines, going to go do something else. I'll re-enter the market when that comes back. I understand that's like the sharecroppers. They go to the fields that need to get the cotton picked, or they need to go to the fields up in Washington State when the fruit is ripened and needs to be plucked out of the trees. They are doing that. They're transient people. They're not the committed professionals that many need to be in this industry. So thoughts on that, Kittle?
It goes back to, I think I mentioned it 2 weeks ago, my merchant.
Yeah.
If in this market, to know where you need to be, there's somebody in a company you need to engage, because their
Oh,
analytics and their technology is just amazing. They're one of our preferred partners at the Mortgage Collaborative, and they just
and
do a
one of our
fabulous job.
advertisers here. Yeah, and one of our advertisers. All right. Very good. Mr. Kittle, thanks for being here each and every week. Have a great rest of
You're
your
welcome,
week.
brother. I'm going to
Hey,
roll
David,
out.
I want to
Yeah.
address something, if I
Yes.
could. Guys, I'm seeing something really weird in a couple of marketplaces, particularly in Houston. There's two things happening that we talk about: the number of houses that are listed out there, but keep in mind this: I still am bearing this burden myself on a property I'm trying to sell. There's two things that are really driving the show right now. Even the properties that are listed, a lot of them aren't being sold because people can't afford the payments. And then that deal about the properties going on the market, just remember that, pointing out to our people listening, that the big problem there is they get rid of their house, but they got no place to go and can't afford a new one with rates where they are, especially if they're selling a lower interest rate. So the driving thing on this positively the rate. It's got to happen before we have any growth in the market.
You're exactly right, Mark. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you there, but you're spot on. I could get an incredible price for my home that I've had now for 10 years. Where do I go? I'm not ready to quote downsize. I can't replace this home. And that, I hate the word conundrum, but the perfect storm right now is inventory, high rates, and inflation. And it is an absolute mess. And as we said on the recording, every bit of this is self-inflicted. Every bit of it.
Yeah. So true. Thank you very much, Mr. Kittle. Appreciate you being here.
Hey, Mark,
friend.
it's good. Good luck. I can say it on here with the three of us, praying that house sells, buddy.
Yeah. That's a ring. And by the way, congratulations on the Cats last weekend.
Hey, how about that? Alabama's playing in Lexington this year. How about that?
Oh, I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Well, we're playing between the hedges this weekend. We're going down to Georgia, so we're probably going to get it handed to us. But just the way it is. So, I know you are. You guys take care.
All right. Good. Thank you, David. Appreciate it, man.
Bye.
Very good.